Hey, so how often should you train a body part? You'll hear different theories and different approaches. There was a bodybuilding guru coach called Mike Mensa who believed in very intense, only a few reps, trained like 15, 20 minutes, and he had great results. Then you get people like old school Vince Garona or Arnold that believed said that they did 40 sets of body part and all this lot. So which is right, you can see how it gets confusing. Well, the truth is when it comes to building muscle, there's two ways to build muscle. You can either go really intense, like the Mike Mensa way, right? Like really intense, you're training to failure, don't need many sets, and you can train infrequently. You might only train a muscle group, a body part like once a week, or a movement pattern once a week. So maybe it's maybe it's a deadlift if it's a power lifter, or maybe it's your your chest or something if you're a bodybuilder. So really, really intense to failure. To failure. Not many people go to failure, and maybe infrequently, or you can do more frequently. You can train a body part or a movement pattern, 2 to 3 times a week. And you've still got to be intense. You've still got to train, towards failure. You don't have to go to failure. I like to be like between 2 and 5 reps away from failure, and you kind of get a feeling for where that is. You could do it that way. And then you can train a body part or a movement pattern more frequently. I mean, if you are going to failure, you are not doing that movement pattern, 3 times a week. There's no way. So really intense, infrequently or more frequently, but a little bit less intense, but still really striving for, to get close to failure. What doesn't work, and I'm afraid we see it a lot, what does not work is training infrequently at a modest intensity. So, I trained this week, didn't train that week. I kind of, did this, and I did 4 sets of 15. It's not going to work. There's just nothing, there's no stimuli, right? It's not going to work. If you're looking for muscle growth, there's always a benefit to any exercise you do, but in terms of muscle growth, it's not going to work. Unless, the one caveat in that is, unless you are a newbie. If you are brand new to lifting weights, the beauty of hypertrophy is just about anything works at first, because the muscle just has to adapt to whatever you're doing. But once you've been training a little while, then you've got to up your game and sharpen your tools. So you've got two choices. Really intense. I mean, go look at the people in the corner of the gym on the power stage and in the power racks, like those guys. Infrequently, maybe once a week for a body part or movement pattern. They might have deadlift day or something like that. Or where I've probably spent most of my time, training really hard, but not to absolute failure. I'm a few reps away, but then I can train a body part or a movement pattern maybe twice a week in my case. Some people do 3 times a week, but let's say twice a week. But what won't work is infrequently with a modest intensity. And I see people training like that because, well, I don't want to get too big, I don't want to build too much muscle, I don't want to da-da-da-da-da. It ain't ever gonna happen. I mean, you see somebody with a lot of muscle and it's there deliberately. They didn't wake up surprised by how much muscle they built. If somebody's got a lot of muscle, they deserved it. They did the work and earned that muscle. It wasn't a surprise. So all I'm saying is don't limit your results with this false belief that, oh gosh, if I train too hard, I'm going to get too big. It's just not going to happen. What do they call it? Accidental muscle. Accidental muscle. People dream of having accidental muscle. I've been training for 40 years and I've never seen it yet.